English Book 4, Unit 4. Assalamu alaikum. Students, today we are going to discuss about the Unit 4, a great player. The learning outcomes at the end of this lesson is identify in text and change part of speech in a given word. Before going to the parts of the speech, there are some forms of words that are given in your textbook. We already have discussed about the precise summary of this unit. Now, what we need to conclude about the meanings of that specific summary. Some difficult words, we need to understand their meanings and how we can use these words in sentences. So let's start. Number one is, you can see on the board, is dominant. Dominant means it's more prominent, more noticeable. Now, how can we use this in making sentences? You can also try to use these words after knowing their meanings at home. So it will be very easy for you to understand the inner meanings of that specific word. So here is just an example of this word. She is a very dominant character in her family. For example, in your houses, your father is a dominant character in your family. So he's the leading person in your family. So this is the dominant part. So next one is the outstanding. You can see it. Outstanding means extremely good, marvelous. So how can we use this in making sentences? Here is an example. It's an area of outstanding natural beauty. You may use this word in anything which you want to describe their outstanding features in it. So the number third is admire. Admire is to respect someone, give some respect and you like. So how can we use this in sentences? Here's an example. I admire her for her bravery. So she admire, or she obviously like her bravery. Now, exhibit. Exhibit means something like that you show off, to show. I'm going to exhibit my roses at the flower show. Like she's going to exhibit, to show off their flowers at the flower shop or in kind of an exhibition or an auction. Next one is establish. Establish means renewed person, the succeeded person in any kind of field and having a lot of fame. Tom is an established writer. Established means he is a renewed writer. He got fame, so it's an established writer. Okay, let's move to achievement. Achievements, some kind of victory and some kind of a success in terms. Now, his academic achievements are impressive. So that means that their academic, their success, their victory is very impressive. Now, this is all about the word meanings in this context of the unit, great player. And we also discussed how we can use these words in making sentences. We also understand about the meanings of these difficult words in this unit. Now, move to another important topic that is also very important, and I need your complete attention in this. That is, you already have a knowledge about the parts of speech. So let's give a small introduction of these one and then move to that specific topic. The parts of speech. What are parts of speech? Can anyone come and tell me that anything comes in your mind when you heard this word, parts of speech? The parts of speech, all words that belongs to different words are called parts of speech. In any word, these are included are parts of speech. Have you ever heard about noun? What are nouns? Yes? Can anyone? Nouns. Nouns are the any kind of place, names, place, thing. These are called nouns. And what are verbs? Verbs that explain any kind of action. For example, he is running. Running is a action verb. Now, for example, now, Saima is swimming. So Saima is a noun, name of anything, name of a person, name of a place, name of a thing, that is called noun. And swimming is part of his verb. So move on to the topic, that is today's lesson. Suffixes. What are these? It's very important to understand. Before going to that, what is a suffix? A suffix is a letter or a group of letters added to the end of a word to alter its meaning. What is? We added some kind of letters at the end of any, what is? At the end of any noun and any verb that changes its meaning, totally changing its meaning. Before, there is a form of a verb, and then when we added some like kinds of a letter, that totally altered its meaning and it changes it to a noun. These are called suffixes. Now, what are suffixes? What are the forms? Like, comes into mind, and what is this? Suffixes like e, use of e and t at the end of the any verb. Use of I, use of ing, use of er are used to convert verbs into nouns. Got it idea? Now, here there are some kinds of examples, because it's very important when we understand this and we use these concepts to in doing the exercises. There are some kind of examples for your sake of understanding. Act. You can see on the board, act is a kind of an action verb. Got it? Now, when we use of ion, I-O-N, at the end of any kind of verb, form and action. Action is a noun. Got it? Perform. Perform is a verb. When we use ans, A-N-C-E, form performance, that is called a noun. Now you have got some idea about it. What are these suffixes? Now, here we are going to do some kinds of examples or some kinds of exercises in this, in your book. Add use of these. Please have focus on this one. Add er, use of tion, and use of ment. These letters can be you are using in these verbs. Admire. You can see it. Admire. Achieve. Select. Now, admire. Admire, use of tion, that is admiration. See this? Achieve. Use of ement. Achievement. यहां पर हमने यूज किया, we are using tion. यहां पर हमने यूज किया ment. Okay? Some words using er to change their meaning, some words using tion, and some words using ment, some words using er suffixes to change the or alter the meanings of any verb. Select. Use of tion, that is called selection. Selection, that is tion. Got it? Now, look at this. Use er. Play. Use of er, that is called player, help, helper, lead, leader. Now, students, you can see it. Use of ER, just a ER, at the end of this word changes the whole meaning of that word. That is, player is kind of a noun, helper is kind of noun, and leader is kind of a noun. You can see that govern, MENT use of this letter, government, government. Here we use MENT. Adjustment. Invite. Think about it. What letter comes after this one to change its meaning? Yes, think about it. Yes, it's TION. Invitation. So students, you can see that when we are using these letters at the end of this one, it's totally changed the meaning of that word. That gives another total alter meaning of this. So these are called suffixes that it uses in parts of speech when we are using in any kind of speech. So I hope so that you might have understand the use of suffixes in parts of speech. So this is all about today's lesson. Thank you very much.